Welcome everybody to another segment of What If. Today we're going to look at the AWA, the American Wrestling Association, run by Vern and Greg Gagne. Now, what if they became the dominant promotion and not the WWE? What would they have done differently to make that happen? We're going to look into that today, and hey, let's just get down to it. Okay, so let's just put this into a situation where we could all understand. Let's just say that Vern Gagne did not let go of Hulk Hogan. That would have meant he would have had Hulk Hogan, Mean Gene Okerlund, Bobby the Brain Heenan, three of the best of the best. So you got a wrestler, a ring announcer, a commentator / manager. You have those three that stay in the AWA. With Nick Bockwinkel, Baron Von Raschke, Stan Hansen, like you have it all right there. Now, at this time though, and this is what really did happen, was Hogan and Bockwinkel had a match for the AWA World Title. Epic encounter, loved it. I loved every moment of it. And then it got reversed, and Bockwinkel got the belt back, kind of deal. And I think that's what soured Hulk Hogan into doing that. And I think that's when Vince looked at that situation. Because at that time, there was no contracts. It was just day by day. Here's some money, come back next day, let's do some more stuff. And that's just word of mouth from a promoter to a wrestler. And the guy, the wrestler, had to keep his promise, because if he didn't keep his deals going, that promoter would tell other promoters, don't hire this guy, this is what he'll do to you. So it was like a mouth-to-mouth contract with the wrestler and the promoter. So now, here's the thing though, too. Vern Gagne had all these tapes set. And this is what happened in real life here. Hogan did the promos, and Gene did the promos, Bobby Heenan did the promos. Everything was worked up for a whole month. They had a whole month of promos for television. And yet, Hogan bailed out. Now, Vern was like, well, what the hell, man? What the heck are you doing? Fulfill these dates, then you get to go. Then you can go. No big deal, but fill these dates up. Fulfill them. Keep your end of the deal, I keep my end of the deal. Basically, Hogan was like, no. I'm going to WWE. I'm going to be in WrestleMania kind of deal. I'm going to beat Sheik. And Iron Sheik was good friends with Vern Gagne. Vern and Greg. And story went that Vern Gagne got a hold of Sheik and said, hey, when you wrestle Hogan in Madison Square Garden, break his leg. Just do it. Just do it for me. And Sheik was like, yeah, I'll do it. Never did. You know what happened, right? But now let's just say that Vern told Hogan, okay, fulfill his dates. I will give you more money if you stay here. I'll give you more opportunities than Vince can if you stay here. You want the title? I will literally book you in a feud with Bockwinkel still. And at the end of this feud, you will become the AWA World Champion. Work with me on this. I'll work with you on it. And let's just get this company going. And I think Hogan would have said, yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, you messed up the first time. Okay, I get it. Storyline. Okay, I get it. And at this time, Hogan had no creative control. He had none whatsoever. So Hogan was like, okay, let's do this. So Heenan, Mean Gene, Hogan, and AWA. Now, actually, too, Andre was down there, but it was by mouth. There was no contracts, right? So that was okay. Nothing Vince could do about it because Vince didn't sign any contracts. So Andre's down there too, as a face too, right? Now the WrestleMania goes without Hogan. When we did all that with what if Hogan was in AWA, not WWE. You check that out. It's one of my very first videos I did of the what ifs. But I say Hogan's in AWA. They're making money hand over fist. They're doing great work, you know. Hogan's really promoting himself. Vern's promoting him. And it's the feud of the year. Okay? Hogan wins some matches here and there. Hogan loses some matches here and there. And finally, they put the title on the line in a Madison Square Garden. Okay? This is maybe like 2, 3, 4 months down the road. Puts the title on the line, and Hogan wins that title. So now you got the Bobby Heenan family. It was Nick Bockwinkel, Stan Laird Hansen, the Blackjacks were with him, and so many other guys. They were all with the Heenan family. And you would have that feud with that part of the Heenan family and that company against Hulk Hogan, right? Now, by this time, the company is on the rise. Like, holy shit, man, Vern Gagne is doing this and that. And Vern Gagne has the know-how. He said, okay, this is working. I'm not going to step in the ring no more. Okay, and before this, he was stepping in the ring all the time, and he'd be the champion because he wouldn't trust anybody to be that champion. He needed somebody to be the champion. Even if it was Nick Bockwinkel, he still couldn't trust him. So, he's put the title on Hogan. Things are rolling. They're just going. They're snowballing. This is crazy, right? Vern's like, okay, takes Hogan aside one time, possibly we meet him, say, hey, here we are. This is where we stand out now. We're making money over the hand of fist. You're making money. We're getting recognized. Stay with me. I would literally do you a contract. One and only contract I would do with you right now. A contract to stay with me and make this company great. I want to surpass the WWE. I want to put the WWE out of business. And the way we can do this is keep you here with these feuds. And we'll just keep rolling hand over fist, money, just crazy. Hogan agrees. Okay, we can do this. Hogan holds that title for 4 years. Okay, 4 years. They're on top of the world. WWE is sinking a bit. But hey, it's the WWE. They're going to WrestleMania 3. Vern Gagne has his show, I guess. And they make more money than WWE. Now, see, at this time, though, too, you gotta think, WrestleMania 3 was either gonna make or break the company. WrestleMania 1, they barely made any money. They just broke even. With Bob Backlund, I think they would have made a little bit more money. But with all the star-studded events and all that, you never know, right? WrestleMania 2, everybody knows this. WrestleMania 2 was the worst WrestleMania of all time. The worst. 3 venues, the worst. They're going to WrestleMania 3. Now they're gonna have Bob Backlund and Andre the Giant. AWA is gonna promote Hulk Hogan. Okay, Hulk Hogan one last time. Hulk Hogan versus Nick Bockwinkel. One more time. Madison Square Garden. Why not put up Madison Square Garden? They promote the heck out of it. And then Nick Bockwinkel wins that match. This time now, okay, that feud is ended. It's been a 3-year feud. It was magnificent. Where does Hogan go from here? One name. Larry the Axe Hennig. Mr. Perfect's dad. That guy was a brawler. An absolute brawler. That's where Hogan will go next, after him. And then you had Mr. Perfect down there, but it's just Kurt Hennig. You had the Rockers down there. You had some things with Sherry down there. You had at one time Scott Hall, Rick Martel. You had all these guys in the AWA that could have been feuding with Hogan. You could have had Scott Hall and Hulk Hogan as a team for a while. You know, and you had they're called the Rockers. Yeah, I think they were. But then you would have had Sherry join with them on that, right? The roster was huge, big enough that you can put everybody on the show every single night in AWA. You had people like Dusty Rhodes was down there for a while. Dusty Rhodes, Hulk Hogan. The list goes on and on and on. You had so many mid-carders, could have been upper mid-carders to main event status, and that's where you put Larry the Axe Hennig into it. This guy's a beast, okay? Him and Hogan feud for a while. And Larry the Axe Hennig beats Hogan. Great. What are we doing with this? Another year-long storyline with Larry the Axe Hennig and Hulk Hogan. Again, Hulk Hogan comes out on top again, as usual. Now you got this scenario. You're 4 years into the company Hogan is, okay? WWE, let's just say that they made some money in the WrestleMania 3. Not as much as what they would have made, but let's just say they made that money. Where are they going to go? They can't guarantee contracts. People are seeing what AWA is doing, and they want to go there. They literally want to go down, and they are jumping ship to the AWA. And Vince is losing people left, right, and center. He just lost $1 million man, Ted DiBiase. $1 million man goes to AWA. He's losing Randy Savage because Savage and Hogan were friends at that time. He's going down there. Andre is saying, screw this, I'm going down to AWA. Everything that the AWA is doing is making them even bigger and better than ever. They're no longer an independent wrestling company. They are the promotion to go to instead of WWE. And Vince McMahon is scared. He's like, what am I going to do to bring in wrestlers to keep this company going? This is almost like what they have with the Monday Night Wars. The WWE was close, so close, of just hanging up and saying, okay, our ratings are gone from the shit. But WWE, they're not focused on the ratings part. They're focused on the shows. And the shows are bringing them in money. And Vern and Greg Gagne, they are just loving this. Everybody's making money over fists, just crazy stuff, right? And then Vince McMahon says one day, hey, I can't do this. And finally, Vern Gagne goes to Vince McMahon, makes him an offer. Vince McMahon signs the deal. AWA takes over WWE, or WWF at that time. Then you would actually see in the Twilight Zone, if you were in another Twilight Zone, we would be living in the AWA era, not in the WWE era. And you would have Greg Gagne taking over WWE at this time instead of Vern, because he would have passed away about this time when Vince is like, we're done, right? Kind of deal. Like after signing, I think Greg Gagne was still around. He went in the Hall of Fame kind of deal. And I think if that Hall of Fame was AWA Hall of Fame, I think it would have been switched over. And Vern Gagne would have, and Vince McMahon would have been elected into the Hall of Fame. And Vern Gagne would be this superior guy of it. So there's just so many scenarios in between of what could happen and what would have happened and what did happen. And here's what happened. Here's what actually did happen for some of you who don't know much about the AWA. See, Vern Gagne, he did have Hulk Hogan, but he wanted more money. He had the money, and he kept the money to himself and not to the wrestlers. And he gave Hogan his fair share, don't get me wrong. But Hogan thought that he deserved more. And he probably, by all rights, probably did deserve more. And then that's when Vince said, hey, come over here, and, you know, the history of that. Now, back to AWA, Vern Gagne didn't have a main event guy. He had Nick Bockwinkel. That was his go-to guy. Nick Bockwinkel, AWA champion. Now, you have Larry Dax Hennig feuding with him. Great feud, great matches, but does it bring in a lot of people? Not really. What also happened back in the day, though, too, is that when the AWA, UWF, NWA, all the little, like USWA, WCCW, what they all did is they created their own little main event show. And they put their champions on these shows. And they wanted their champion to be the winner. USWA wanted their champion to be the winner. WCCW wanted their champion. NWA wanted their champion. It was a big cluster. But they did it, I think, 2-3 times. And at the very last one, they had Jerry Lawler versus the Texas Tornado Kerry Von, which was just Kerry Von. And Jerry Lawler won, and he got all the titles and, you know, whatever kind of deal. But that's how desperate the AWA was. The AWA came up with a show that they've actually did. This is before WWE even thought of this show. They had a reality-based show where they'd bring in people and they'd show them how to wrestle, what to do, what not to do. Something like what the OVW was to WWE or NXT is to WWE is what Vern Gagne was doing for himself. Now, he always promoted himself, but he never promoted the company. That was the downfall of Vern Gagne. When people saw Vern Gagne, they knew what the company was. So Vern Gagne didn't have to promote the company. But the thing is, too, is that he never really elevated his talent to where it was supposed to be. So like if you do retire, you have 4 or 5 main eventers. He had 2 main eventers of his whole company the whole time he had it open. He lost television deals. He is with the ESPN for a long time, promoting his show and that was great. But even the ESPN people, they were like, we like you, Vern, but we want to see people with that title. Vern, no, I can't trust him. But he had trust issues, and those trust issues happened when Hogan, Mean Gene, Bobby Heenan left. Those were the trust issues. That's when he was like, I can't trust nobody no more. Because he had faith in Hogan to bring the company to newer heights, and Hogan just said no. Now, see, if Vern Gagne would have given Hogan some money and said, well, okay, sorry, here you are, things would have been a lot more different. But there was a bittersweet end to that for the WWE. There you have it. There's a scenario, not a really good scenario, because Vern Gagne, like I said, had trust issues, and you couldn't trust nobody. If you would have trusted somebody, it would have been no different for him. And I think the company would still be around to this day. I think some company would still be around. But it was that mentality of him, like, I can't do it. Because he didn't want to tarnish his title. He didn't want somebody to come in and tarnish the damn title and go somewhere else. Does that ring a bell? Vince McMahon and Bret Hart? Same thing. It's the exact same thing, people. Anyways, I'm glad you guys love the show. Leave some comments down below. Tomorrow, we're going to look at what if CM Punk did not leave the WWE the last time, and what matches he could have had, what legacy he could have had with the WWE if he stayed around. We'll look at that tomorrow. Have yourself a great day, people. Fantastic afternoons here. I'm looking forward to the rest of my day here today. I'm glad everybody's on board with what I'm doing. 112 followers. Thank you very much. I appreciate everything you guys have done. And let's just move forward. Let's get some more stuff done, more content. I will see you guys tomorrow with another episode of What If CM Punk Left? Well, CM Punk didn't leave. Sorry. Didn't leave the WWE back in 2015. I'll catch you guys later.